Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is shaving a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Forrester mansion felt unusually still, as if the air itself sensed the storm building beneath the polished sophistication off its walls. The morning sunlight filtered in through towering windows, gentle, warm, but completely incapable of softening the explosive truth that was about to incinerate everything. Taylor Hayes believed she had built, saved, fought for, and sacrificed. Upstairs in the guest bedroom Ridge had been using during his ongoing conflict between Brooke and Taylor, a small black envelope sat on a dresser, untouched, sealed, threatening. And in that envelope was the ultimate betrayal. The kind of revelation that didn't merely break hearts. It rewrote an entire family's DNA. Taylor had no idea that her world, relationships, and identity as a mother were about to collapse in ways she could never have predicted. She had battled Brooke for decades, fought for Ridge's love, endured heartbreak, survived scandals, and protected her children fiercely. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could prepare her for what was about to unfold. Because inside that envelope was the truth. Thomas Forrester was not her biological son. He was Brooke Logan's. And everything that came next would tear through the Forrester family like a wildfire with no mercy, no pause, and no way back. It began innocently enough with Steffy rushing into the mansion holding a manila folder. Breathless and pale, Rich had just finished a tense phone call with Carter about a design deadline. But Steffy didn't wait for him to finish. Her voice cracked as she said only two words, "Dad, sit down." Rich froze. The urgency in her tone, raw trembling, struck him immediately. "Steffy, what's going on?" She handed him the folder, her hands shaking. "I don't even know how to say this, but I went to the hospital yesterday to ask for your old medical files. I thought I was helping you work through your stress after Mom left town for the conference that I didn't expect." "Dad, I didn't expect this." Rich frowned, flipping through the papers. "Steffy, what am I looking?" But then he saw the names, the dates, the signatures, the unmistakable contrast of genetic markers highlighted across the page. Thomas Forrester, Rich Forrester, Taylor Hayes, and next to them a fourth name. Brooke Logan. Every cell in Rich's body went still. What is this?" Rich choked out. "There must be a mistake. There has to be." Steffy swallowed hard. "I thought so. I'd demanded a rerun. 3 technicians verified it." "Dad, this isn't a mistake." The room tilted. Ridge felt heat building behind his eyes. Reality slipping out from beneath him like loose gravel. "No, Steffy. Thomas is Taylor's son. Taylor carried him. I was there. I lived it." Steffy stepped closer, her voice breaking. "That's the thing, Dad. The hospital records don't match Mom's pregnancy logs. The original files show something else happened. There was a mix-up at the clinic. A change in donor profiles, and in Brooke's file show she was at the same clinic at same time. On the same day, Ridge's heart crashed to the floor. "Brooke," he whispered. Steffy nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "Thomas isn't biologically Mom's. He's Brooke's." Silence exploded through the room. A devastated, suffocating silence. Rich dropped the folder, unable to breathe, that he didn't know what hurt more. The idea that Thomas wasn't Taylor's or that Brooke was connected to him in a way he never imagined. It felt like betrayal, destiny, and tragedy colliding in one impossible strike. Steffy watched her father crumble, but she wasn't done. Not by choice, but by truth's brutal momentum. "Dad, there's more." Ridge looked up, eyes hollow, deadened. "More?" Steffy hesitated. "Mom doesn't know." Those words felt like glass dragged across Ridge's chest. Taylor, the woman who raised Thomas with unconditional love. The woman who sacrificed everything to protect him. The woman who built her identity around being his mother. "Does Brooke know?" Ridge asked, voice raw. Steffy inhaled sharply. "No, she's completely unaware. Her entire file was coded and sealed. Mom's too. Someone hid the truth on purpose." Ridge's hands trembled violently. Who would do something like this?" Steffy's expression darkened. "Only one name shows up in the audit trail. Dr. Reese Buckingham. Of course, the same man who stole Hope's baby. The same man who forged medical records, manipulated charts, and left devastation behind him wherever he went. Somehow, he was at the center of this nightmare, too. Ridge stood abruptly, his face contorting from shock into fury. "Where's your mother?" "She's at her office," Steffi whispered. "But Dad, please don't go in there angry." "This isn't her fault," Ridge shook his head. "Fault or not, she deserves to know the truth." He grabbed the folder and stormed out. At the same time, across town in her elegantly decorated office, Taylor Hayes was preparing patient notes, completely unaware that her world was already in ashes. Her phone buzzed repeatedly, texts from Steffi, missed calls from Ridge, but she assumed it was family chaos, something typical, something manageable. She smiled softly, imagining Thomas stopping by later for lunch. Person, her brilliant, troubled, passionate son. She had poured everything into him, her love, her guilt, her hope, her forgiveness. He was hers in every way that mattered until Ridge burst through her office door without knocking. Taylor jumped. "Ridge." "Honey, what's Taylor?" Ridge said hoarsely. "We need to talk." The tone, the look, the tremor in his voice. Taylor immediately felt the bottom drop out of her stomach. "Ridge, you're scaring me." He handed her the folder. Taylor frowned, opening it. At first, she didn't understand what she was reading, but then she saw the names, the charts, the shocking genetic inconsistencies. Her heart stopped, her throat closed, her vision blurred. She stumbled backward as if punched, hitting the edge of her desk. "No," Taylor whispered. This isn't right. This isn't real. It can't be." Ridge's voice cracked. "Taylor." The tests were repeated. "It's verified." Tears flooded Taylor's eyes instantly, falling before she could even understand what she was feeling. Fear, grief, denial, rage. They came all at once, overwhelming, agonizing. "My son," Taylor choked. "Ridge, Thomas is my son." Ridge's face twisted with pain. "He's still your son emotionally. You raised him. You loved him. Biology doesn't erase that." But Taylor wasn't listening. Her mind was spiraling into panic, disbelief, and devastation. No. I carried him. I felt him. "Ridge, I gave birth to him." Ridge swallowed. "The documents say otherwise." Taylor shook her head violently. "So, I won't accept this. Someone tampered with the records. Someone is trying to destroy him." Ridge stepped closer, voice gentle despite his own heartbreak. "Taylor, please." "I did," she screamed. And I didn't believe it. Her hands were trembling so fiercely the paper slipped from her grasp, scattering across her office floor. Pages of genetic evidence fluttered everywhere, mocking her, accusing her, tearing her apart. Taylor collapsed into her chair, shaking uncontrollably. "Ridge, how long have you known?" "I found out this morning," Ridge whispered. "I came straight here." Taylor stared blankly at the wall. Brooke doesn't know." Taylor let out a raw guttural sound. Something between a sob and a scream. Of course it will be Brooke, the one woman who has taken everything from me."